Hello everybody, welcome to the Merchandising Console Tools, Tips and Tricks. We'll be running these webinars on a monthly basis, hopefully. So this is the first off the rank. I'll just let you know that probably next month we'll be doing one on our reporting side of the console. So that will be more in depth on the reporting side. And then after that, I believe we have a webinar lined up talking about our learning recommendations. Just a little bit of housekeeping here. All participants are muted at the moment. The webinar will be around 30 minutes. To type questions throughout in the question panel, you can do this by clicking the QA button at the bottom of your screen. And sort of the question, there'll be a question and answer section at the end of my little run through here. Yeah, so also you may want to expand your screen. You can do that, I think, in the top right hand corner. So the slide at the moment might be looking a little small for you. You can do that and then it'll make it all large for you. A little bit about me, the person who's talking. I'm Greg Scott. I'm the Customer Success Director for the APAC region for SLI Systems. I've been with the company for 4 years. Basically, we're run out of the Melbourne office, but we cover New Zealand, Australia, Singapore, Hong Kong, and to a degree Japan. We do have a Japanese team, but we support them from here as well. Right, so what are we going to cover today? So we'll cover what we call the dashboard, which is sort of the front page of the merchandising console you get when you have SLI systems running some of your products. We'll go through the tunings, the synonyms, the redirects, and the banner tools. And as I said, there'll be a Q&A at the end for any questions you've typed in the box. All right, so we're currently on what we call the dashboard. So you should have access to this because you're using SLI systems. If you don't have access, there may be someone within your team that is an admin and they can actually invite you to this. They can do that by going up here on the top right hand corner and you'll see there's user details. So if there's anyone within your company who is an admin or sort of has been the main point of contact, please let them know that you don't have access and they can allow you access through here. They just literally type in your email and you'll get an email to sign up to get in here. If you don't have any means of doing that, please just send us an email through and we'll try to sort that out for you. Just going to go through down here on the bottom left, you have whoever your contact is. I'm just using a demonstration console at the moment, so we have that person's details there. And to get in touch with SLI, we have a ticketing system. So this is probably, I guess, the boring section to go through, but I do need to go through it so we can provide the best support for you. So we do prefer you to send us tickets instead of emails to get hold of us. Reason being, because if someone is away, someone is sick, someone's on holiday, an email's not really going to do much and it's not going to go to the people it needs to go to. If you do send us a ticket by clicking the bottom right-hand corner section there, some will be looking after someone's work if someone's away or whatnot, and they'll be able to help you out in here. I just wanted to show you quickly on how to do a ticket. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. So you just press the new ticket button. There's priority levels, and I'll go through that. So major is, I guess, if you want to let us know about something that's coming up. Someone sent me a ticket today, for instance, about a domain change that's coming up in a couple of weeks that we need to know about. You want some slight design changes, etc., etc. You just want to ask us some questions. Just set it as a major. If it's a critical, we would count that as something like you have pricing issues on your site. So obviously that's affecting your users. And maybe causing a bit of drama. So yeah, put that as critical. Maybe the design of the search page or your navigation page, depending on what product you use with us or your recommendations, is looking really off. Set that as critical. The best thing about setting as critical is it doesn't just send it to your SLI contact, it actually sends it to our whole support team. So, it goes out to, it's probably around about 30 people worldwide. So that sort of heightens the visibility of your issue. Minor, probably don't really need to put anything in as minor. So yeah, just put in a summary of whatever it is. Reported by, that would be you, and assigned to, it automatically assigns to the person who's assigned to your console, and then you just put in a description. You can add other members of your team into this ticket as well by adding them in here, in email notifications. Once you press save, then you can actually add an attachment to this as well. The good thing about ticketing console as well, you don't, once the ticket's put in, you don't have to keep coming back in here and adding to the ticket. You'll get actually an automated email of your ticket. You just keep replying all to the email that you have in your inbox, and you have to come back in here again. Then obviously we have a trail of the conversation, so that's great. Just want to point out the contact details we have up there. So in this particular console, it would be for this person, and the emergency support. So that is if it's after hours, sort of from your 9 to 5 or whenever your sort of business hours are, please use these numbers. So whether you're in New Zealand or Australia, this will be the region I'm talking to today, use those numbers and they'll put you through to a member of our team. That's about it for the ticketing. So the dashboard. So I'm sort of going to go from left to right here. So what you'll see up here on the top left is revenue from SLI. Now, this is revenue for all SLI products. So if you use us for search, which will probably be everyone on the call, we are running navigation, which is the category pages for some clients, or your product recommendations. So that includes all that revenue together. Some people on the call will be going, hey, I don't have that graph. That's actually grayed out at the moment. And it'll be the same for this one here. And that is because you don't have our conversion tracking pixel installed. So in our next, basically our next webinar, we will be going over conversion tracker as well as the reporting. But basically it is basically a pixel you put on your cart success page, saying your purchase has been successful, and that allows us to track revenue for all the SLI products that you have on your website. So, if you wanted to, you can actually send your SLI contact a ticket about that now or tomorrow after the call, and we can get you started with getting that set up. So just run through this. So what we see here is week on week. So you can see here it's got the 5th of Feb and to the 11th of Feb versus the 12th of Feb to the 18th of Feb. There is a couple of days delay on that. I know it's the 21st today, but that's how the console's set up. It takes a few days to sort of collate the data in here. This bit's good, so you can sort of see whether you've, obviously if you had a sale one week, how much that has worked in comparison to the week before when you didn't have a sale. So it's pretty self-explanatory. You scroll over, you can see the numbers, you can see what days have gone up, what days have gone down percentage-wise. Moving down, performance. So this is very similar to Google Analytics. Most people on the call will use Google Analytics to track their website performance. We've tried to really bring this in line with that, so it is something you're familiar with. So we have conversion rate here, and also once again, as I say, it was sort of comparing against the week before, so it's saying it's up 6.4% versus the prior week, the previous week. How many purchases you had for the week, average purchase value, items per purchase. So that's how many items on average people generally add to their cart, so more than one on average in this case. Got the little question mark up here, and it just sort of gives you an overview on what each one of those means. So just a sort of a handy reminder there. Billable usage. So this is basically the billable SLI traffic for the week 12th of February to the 18th of Feb. Depends on what products you have. So you might just have the search sort of filled here, or you might have, we've got a landing page product, we've got a navigation product, site champion product, which is our SEO product, recommendations, and mobile here is 0. So if you have a responsive design website, basically mobile will always be 0 because we're just using one template. If you were using 2 different templates, so you've got a desktop template and a mobile template, that mobile number will be populated. I think that's all I need to talk about there. I'll basically might go through the impressions though. So what we count is we go off impressions. So one billable impression is if someone searched for something. So if I search for watch and then press enter and go through a search page, that's one impression. If I then filter by price in the faceting on the left-hand side, $25 to $50 or something, that's counted as another impression. And then if I go to page 2 or something like that, that's also another impression. So just think of it every time the search page needs to load as an impression. Down here, it's basic snapshot activity. So you've got visitors. The site's getting about 4,000 to 3,000 a day. Page views, that's how many pages there's viewed. Clicks, that's how many clicks that have been clicked, so how many products that have been clicked on. And click-through rate. So what you want to see really on your site is the higher click-through rate, the better. That means that the customer is finding what they're looking for. All right, rolling up to the top right-hand corner here, index status or status, depending where you're from. So basically, what happens with SLI is generally you will send us a product feed. You either send it to our FTP and we'll index that, or you will probably have given us a link to download off the feed, your feed off, and we will index it by grabbing it off that from that URL you've given us. So basically, depending on discussions at the implementation phase, will be how often you want us to index your feed. So this one here, I think we're only indexing it once a day at 1:23 p.m. We can index, depending on the size of your feed, up to every 5 to 10 minutes. So it's really up to you. 5 to 10 minutes is not really worthwhile if you're only updating your feed twice a day, but the ability is there to change how often we index your product feed. So if you want that done more frequently, please let us know. Please send us a ticket. Click on this little thing here, show detail history. So this is just telling me that it's successfully completed, how many results there are, etc., etc. You might get a failure in here every now and then. You will probably you'll be notified by that. If you want to get notified, you can go up to the email notifications and add your email in there. So this person is another staff member, but they've been put theirs in here to get notified when there's ever a failure. That's pretty much the only one you'd want to put yourself in there for, or else you're going to get a million emails if you put them for when it's been successful. But yeah, maybe check it up there, and then you'll get notified. We do check these every day, so we'll probably notify you if it's been failing anyway. Reason it may be failing is there may be a big increase in your index or a decrease in your index. We've had basically situations before where people sent us through a feed with no products in it. So we have a safety mechanism there where we actually we fail that feed and we use the feed before the last successful feed until that issue is sorted out. We get the A-OK from you, and then if it has failed, there'll be this approve button up here usually, and you can actually press approve, and so you can actually approve it yourself. So you can run this sort of index status yourself if you wanted to. Just going to go back to the home page. Now SLI Live is not going to work on my demonstration because this is just a demo site, but basically if you click on that, you can actually see live searches, the live searches on your website. So if you can just picture, this will pop up and it'll have, the site I'm going to show you today is a sort of a demo jewelry site we have. So it'll have like watch, diamond ring, etc., etc., and you'll be able to see people searching for that in real time. It's quite cool. Some people put it up on their screens in their offices, sort of in their e-commerce department, their online department. And you can also see where they're coming from. So you'll be able to see if the search has come from Brisbane, or it's come from Tassie, or it's come from Auckland. Moving down, biggest movers. So it's just a little snapshot. So biggest movers for the week. So red, for instance, in this situation was searched 5 times from the 12th of Feb to the 18th of Feb, up 400% from the week before. Dinner plates has dropped, was basically searched twice the week before and only once this week. Probably a little bit more informative to you is the 0 results. So for some reason someone searched for mother of pearl spoons in the last week on the site, and there's been 0 results for it. So that's just a snapshot. If you click on that, you can actually go to the 0 results report, and you'll see all terms that people are getting 0 results for. So this might be a good indicator for you. We'll go into this more in the next one when we do reporting, but of what results are getting, what search terms are getting 0 results, and maybe, hey, it's telling you something that you should stock, for instance, or maybe people are looking for things that you are calling it by a different name, for instance. So that's a pretty handy report. Right, so let's get into the tools. I think we do have this banner up here, by the way, at the moment about taking a survey. So please do, if you have some time, do the survey. Let us know how we're going. You know, and it's important to get feedback, good or bad, from you. So up here we've got tools and tune results. I'm going to click on that. All right, this little sort of pop-up will come up and actually sort of give you direction on how to use the thing. So if you sort of haven't taken everything I've said today in, you can always go back in and that'll sort of tell you how to do it. There's already been some tunings done for the site, so I guess you could call this the tunings homepage. But we're going to do a fresh new tuning just to show you what to do. Kind of in all these tools, we have the big green button in the top right-hand corner. So yeah, that's kind of a uniform thing. So to start the tuning, you press that. Now I am going to show you, so we're actually using this website today, Slice of Life. It's a demonstration site we have, and that's what this console is linked up to. So I'm kind of going to do terms that are associated to that site. So when you open the tuning thing, this will come up. It'll say when the page type is search page. So a lot of clients only have search with us, so you don't have to change that. If you have more than one product with us, you have our learning navigation. It's us running in navigation pages. You can switch to that, or you can have any page, which means that whatever you do here will account for both pages. I'm going to leave it on search page. You met with this question, and any of the following conditions are true. So you can change it to any or all. At the moment, I'm going to leave it as any. When the search phrase is, so what am I going to use? I'm going to use the search phrase diamond ring. Okay. So that's going to be my example here. But you can also add another condition. So you can get as specific as you want. So I could do, if the search phrase is diamond ring, I'm going to change this to all, and this is going to be even more specific. So if the search phrase is diamond ring, and you click this thing here, and you can also go price range, and price range is $750 $1,000, your tuning rule is only going to apply to any diamond ring that is in the price range of $750 to $1,000. So not any diamond ring that is outside that price bracket. So you can kind of get real specific or quite broad. I'm going to keep it broad. And before I press done, which will take you to the tuning, sort of the tuning page, you can set a timing to it, and that's really quite important because we kind of added this tuning in, the timing on our tunings probably maybe a year and a half ago, because a lot of clients were doing tunings and then forgetting about them. So we would be getting questions of, hey, why is this product number 1 or whatever, and they'd sort of shifted them around for maybe some sort of business purpose, a sale or something like that, and then forgot about it and just left it. So we now have a timing to the tuning, so you can get it starting on a date and then ending on a date and time, sorry, and then you can sort of end it on another date and time. So quite cool. So that's available too. I'm just going to set it as manually at the moment. All right, so I press done, and now I'm taken to this page. So just remember the search phrase is diamond and ring, and the page type is search page. So basically, if I went to the Slice of Life website, and typed in diamond ring, you'll see the first ring is emerald cut diamond ring. Second one is thin stackable diamond ring. Third one is round diamond ring. And you'll notice if I go back to the tuning console, it is exactly the same order here. So this is the order that is live on your website right now. So I'm going to go through what you can do in here. I'm going to start real simple. So basically, if you wanted the round diamond ring to be in the first position, you can promote that to be in the first position. Now, I must say before I do all this, the probably whole reason you have SLI systems learning search is because it learns, and it learns off customer click-throughs. So essentially, your customers are self-merchandising your site for you, and that's great. So you really should be able to just sit back here, relax, and not have to do any of this stuff. But there may be certain business rules that require you to go in here and change things, so the option is there to do it. But personally, I'm a little against doing it, so yeah, just it's better to sort of let your customers merchandise what they want to see, because generally that's what they want to buy. But anyway, you can promote stuff. So if I just drag and drop this diamond ring over here, the round diamond ring, into the promote section, you'll see it's gone green and it's got a 1 there. So that will now be position 1, the emerald cut diamond ring number 2, the thin stackable diamond ring number 3. You can click a few of them at one time and then go promote, and it'll click them over as well. So you can do that. And that's really basic, it's really easy. And if I press save now, that would be the order of the diamond ring showing up. And remember, it's just for diamond ring. I'm going to remove these. Oh, and I'll remove that one too. And I just want to show you the stuff on the left here, which I haven't addressed, which you might be like, what are those? So those are your facets on your search page. So once again, I'll go back here. That's these things on here. You might call them refinements. Everyone's got a different term for everything in e-commerce. We call them facets in-house. So that's what these are. And basically, you can use them in here as well. So if I wanted to click on the price range one here, it's got diamond rings, everything's quite expensive. If I just wanted to make sure I promoted all the over $1,000 diamond rings, and I wanted them to be first, okay? So I'd have all the cheaper ones after. I can do that. So I would just drag and drop this over to here. And you'll see down here, it's got price range over $1,000 has been promoted. So we're going to show all the over $1,000 rings first. There's 19 of them, according to this. And then these other price ranges are now going to come after. A question we often get asked is, do these learn once they've been promoted? So a category, so I guess if you're drag and dropping a facet like this, these will learn within themselves. So they'll still learn, okay? And also the ones you haven't tuned afterwards. So if you pull a facet over, yes, it will learn within this grouping you have now promoted. Just going to get rid of that. I will move on, actually. But what I was going to say is, if you are only just tuning if we go back and we're just tuning for just diamond ring again and not pulling over a facet and just promoting as I was before, then, like, for instance, just going like that, this does not learn. So basically, this emerald cut diamond ring is always just going to be at the top. Everything below it is still going to learn, but these two, for instance, are not going to learn. So it only actually learns if you pull a grouping over, but these will always stay in this order of 1, 2 if you're just drag and dropping single URLs. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, please let me know. Demote. Demote's what it says on the tin. So basically, if you wanted this emerald cut diamond ring to be last of the 30 results here by the looks of things, so it might be on page 2, you just drag and drop it over there. And remember, it's just for the search term diamond ring. Hide, so that's if you wanted to hide that from the search result diamond ring. I'm going to show you how you can actually hide something across all search terms later, but this is specific for this search term, and that's how you hide that. Filter. Now, filter is sometimes it's hard to find a situation to use it in, but it might be useful for you. So, for instance, if I just wanted to, I'm going to use the price range again. If I just wanted to show people over $1,000 diamond rings, I can filter them and just show those. That means that the other ones that are under $1,000 won't be shown anymore. So you can do that. You can kind of filter things out. I think one came through today, another staff member here who had something gloves, for instance. Let's say it was blue gloves. If you, obviously, with SLI, we're going to be looking at the term blue and we're going to be looking at the term gloves. You're going to get blue gloves first, but you're also going to get other gloves because it also has a search term gloves in there. So if you wanted to come in here and filter and just show blue gloves and filter out everything else that is not a blue glove and is just a glove, you can do that in here. Bit fiddly, but you can do it. That's pretty much it for tunings. Yeah, once again, you would press save. I'm not going to. And it would then be here in this line of results. What these mean is that means something's been hidden for this search term. That means something's been filtered. That means something's been promoted. That means something's been promoted. And that means there's a tuning involved and it's active or inactive. Up here, often it gets missed, is the global results blacklist. If you want to click on that, this is what I was talking to in regards to before about being able to hide something completely off the search site. So if I go, let's say, not very good at diamond rings, but let's say it's a 18 karat diamond ring, if that's a thing, as the search term, obviously, sorry, as the product, that's going to come up under 18 karat on your website. It's going to come up under diamond. It's going to come up under ring. So in here, you can actually type in whatever the offending product is, and you can choose this one, drop it over there, press save, and then it won't come up under any possible search term, so any search term at all. So people do this if they need to, they've got a problem with suppliers, they can't update their feed soon enough for us. This is a really quick fix. But it's good to know it's there. It's kind of a safety mechanism. And so, yeah, that's what it's for. That's what you use it for. Cool. So that's tunings. There's not much more to it than that. I'm going to move on. Synonyms. Synonyms, I'd have to say, is my favorite tool in here, and I think it's probably the most worthwhile one in terms of being able to fix up things on your site and SLI products, for instance. It's really it's used for misspellings and like-minded terms. So, for instance, in Australia, we call them thongs. In New Zealand, they call them jandals, for instance. In Australia, we call doonas. In New Zealand, they call them duvets. So, you know, if you're a homeware store, you might be selling doonas, and you've noticed through our reporting that a bunch of people have been typing in duvets. So they could also be English, they use that term as well. So what you need to do, well, at the moment, if they've been typing in duvets, they're probably getting no results, which is not the experience you want to be giving them. So what you can do is actually tie in the term doona with duvet. So when anyone searches for duvet, they will also get the doona results. So what you do is you just press the green button again. type in the search term doona there, press enter, and then type in the term duvet. And then you would press save. Cool, and there it is. So yeah, now whenever someone types in duvet, they can get doona. Yeah, and it doesn't matter what order they're in at all. And this is a two-way synonym. So I'll go over what a one-way synonym is in a minute. So for the site, we've got cubic zirconia as well, but on the website they were calling it CZ. So basically, a whole bunch of people were typing that in and getting nothing, so we've tied the two terms in together, and that problem is fixed. So you could actually be missing out a fair bit of revenue by such instances, so it's really easy to fix them up in here. One-way synonym. So basically, I guess here's already an example here, but basically that means if someone types in beer, they're also going to be presented with IPA, lager, stout, and pilsner. But as it's one way, if someone types in pilsner, they're not going to be presented with beer. So that's why the arrow goes that way. So it might not be a great example there, but there might be certain things where you only want people to be directed one way and not the other, and you can do that. So that is a possibility as well. You just change that by this little drop down over here, if you're wondering, two-way or one-way. That's about it for synonyms. It's really basic, but it really works. Moving down to redirects. Okay, so this is best used for your non-product content, first and foremost. Definitely when you start out with SLI, what you should do is you should go through your footer of your website, which is usually where you have all your contact information, your shipping, and all that sort of jazz. And you need to go through and create redirects for these. So at the moment, I think for this site, if you typed in contact us, I'll see what happens. I don't think this has been set up yet, hopefully not. Yeah. So it's got there are no words that contained words in your query, and we're giving the customer basically some results, but it's pretty obvious to you and me that they want to know what your contact page is. So what you would do is you would grab the URL of your contact page, you would copy it, and then you would go through your redirects. Green button again, call it contact us. You'd paste in the URL for your contact us page. And once again, with any page, I'm going to keep it on that. And any of the following conditions are true, I'm going to do when the search term is contact us. So now when anyone's, if I press save, which I will, searches for contact us, they'll be sent to your contact us page. And there's a little preview button there that can show you that before you press save, give you a bit of peace of mind. Yeah, so you can press save there. So you can do that. You should do that for your shipping. As you can see, there's one here for delivery, shipping, returns, etc., etc. You should set all those up straight after you go live with SLI, or if you haven't done that, I'd recommend get on to that now. You can also use these for, I guess, non-SLI pages. If you've gone out and done a really special, spent a lot of money on doing a really special page for, let's say, the new iPhone or something like that, and it's just one nice sales page you've put together, you can redirect people through to that page from a search term. Obviously, that's taking people off search, not something that SLI really recommends, but if it's a business decision, by all means, you can do that in here as well. That's redirects for you. It's really simple. Okay, last tool I'm going to talk about is banners. Now, it's really important to have a sort of a uniform look on your search pages and non-search pages. So if you're just using SLI for search, you got no banners happening, but on your category pages you do, you should really also put them on your search pages. So there's a uniform experience for your users. So that is possible, and you can do that in here. So up top you'll see simple banners, and then you'll see campaigns. I'll go through that in a second, but basically campaigns are things that are they have a timing associated to it, and simple banners are things that are just, they don't have a timing associated to it. They're either on or they're off, whether you turn them on or off. First thing you kind of need to do is go to the creative section, which was that button I just clicked, and you can store all your creatives. So what I mean by creative is your banner. All the creatives actually must be hosted at your end, so whether you're using a platform like Magento or something like that, they'll all be hosted there. So we can't host your banners, but so you'll need to host them. But you can sort of I guess you can have a banner library in here. So what you'll need to do is create a creative. So I click that green button, and what I'm going to do is just create one called gift, I think. And then it's going to ask me for a URL. So this is your hosted banner, right? So basically, if I go to gift page that I already had lined up, you can see there's a banner here. And you can see in this case, it's not, well, let's just pretend it's not an SLI page. So you can actually just right click, copy image address, okay, and then go back to the banner tool and then paste it in there. Alt text means basically if the image was disabled for some reason, there will be some text there. So you could write gift banner. Target URL. So that means if you want the banner to be clickable. So if you want to send them through to another page by clicking on the banner, that's also possible, and you can do that in here. Custom HTML. So there's that other tab up there on the right. That's to be used if your banner's quite full on. So it's either like a rotational banner, rotates, it's a flash banner, maybe it's got sort of 3 click points in it. So you can have a banner that has women's, you can click on that, men's, you can click on that, and children, you can click on that. So you need just a bit more than just the sort of the URL field I had in the linked image tab before. This is where you create that and put that in. We've had clients do all sorts of things in there. And then you just press save. Okay, and then that would then be, there you go. So that's where the gift banner I just made right then. Go back to banners. Now let's create a banner. Top right-hand corner, you've got the green button. I'm going to call this banner Watch banner. Okay, and now it's asking where I want it to display. So by default in SLA, you get a banner that can display at the top of your results or at the bottom of your results. We can do a bit more than that. It doesn't come out of the box, but if you let us know, we can put them in other sort of places as well. So if I go back to a search page, so we have had clients put them down here on sort of the bottom under the facets. So good place to put a shipping banner, for instance. Or I have had once a client slice a banner right through the middle of the results set. So that's all possible. Just let us know, send us a ticket. We'll get that created for you, and then you'll have a sort of another position to put the banner in. I'm just going to keep it top results. And I'm going to find a banner. Now, as you can see, there's a bunch of banners here already in the creative section and available to me. I'm going to use this one called Time Creative. You'll see when I scroll over it, it nicely shows me the image, so I know that's the one I want. So I'm selecting that one. When do I want to display? You'll see a theme here. It's pretty much the same as the other tools. I'm going to go on any page. Actually, we'll go on my search page in this instance. And I want it to display when anyone types in the term watch. Okay? So that time banner is only going to show up when I type in the search phrase watch. If I didn't actually add any sort of term in here at all, it would go across all your search pages. So that's a possibility as well. So you can actually put one in that it goes across all your search pages. And then you can, let's say it was a Christmas banner. And then, so you had that on all your pages. And then you're like, hey, I just want this watch banner just to go up on my watch page. So you can do that. So in this instance, if you just pretend that I've also done a Christmas banner, that would be across all the search terms apart from watch, which would be showing this time creative. So the more specific, I guess, the banner is, the term it's tied into, it overrides the overall banner. And basically, you can also add a campaign. So this is what I was talking about before. If you wanted this watch one to happen during Easter's coming up, Easter campaign. I add this to the Easter campaign. There wasn't already one, so I'll add it. And I can have it starting, you know, in April at some sort of date. You might want to do it a bit before Easter, a bit after Easter, and you can have it ending. Let's go there. And then you can press save. So this banner is now tied into a campaign. And you'll see it's now a little grayed out down there, but you can see it's now tied into a campaign. You can preview it as well, just like the redirect, and you'll see that the watch banner I just put in is now showing above the watches. So that's all good. Let's click out of that. All right, and then I'll press save. So this banner is now tied into a campaign. You can see there's watch banner there. If I didn't tie it into a campaign, it'll be up here with the simple banners. And this has a start and end time. These simple banners up here don't have a start or end time. They're either active or inactive. You've got to go in and personally make them active or inactive. So yeah, that's kind of how the banner thing works. I don't think I've got anything more to say on that. And that's all the tools we're going to go over today. So basically, we've just given you an outline of the dashboard and the 4 most important tools we have for you. You'll have some other stuff down here potentially if you have those products with us. We'll go through that in another session. Yeah, that's what we're going through today. So this is where I will have a look at your questions and see if I can answer them. If I can't answer them on the call, what we'll do is we'll get in touch with you through ticketing and get that answer for you. So these will all go answered at some point. Okay, so I have a question from George. George asks, why is the banner tool split out into 2 sections, simple banners and campaigns? Okay, so that's pretty simple. So it's done that way. So when I was showing before, you can have a bunch of banners under one campaign. So I could then go and add maybe 4 more banners under the Easter campaign, right? And then if I wanted to disable them, I can disable them all in one click, and then they're gone, right? If they're all simple banners, I'd have to go through and do them all individually, so that'd be a bit of a pain. So that is one way to disable everything at once. All right, looks like we've only got one question. But that's fine. Hopefully that means I've done a good job at explaining things. So yeah, by all means, if you don't have to send through a question now. We can sort of, like I say, if there's any questions you have, send us through a ticket through the ticketing system, and your SI support person can get an answer for you through there. But basically, yeah, thanks for your time today and being on the call. As I say, the next one will be on most probably it will be on reporting, and the one after that we're going to be talking about learning recommendations. These will happen each month. And I think down the track we'll also show you one where what other people are doing on their site. So, you know, whether they're doing something a little bit different that might be interesting to you, their search drop down looks a little bit different, might be of interest to you. So we'll just give you sort of a show around, I guess, of what everyone's doing these days in e-commerce, and we might be able to implement that for you. Cool. Thanks for taking your time, and speak to you again.